Good morning. Mobility Monday. I might have a little more energy than usual just because I already went swimming. Okay, so you're going to need a step stool, or you can use your couch for this session today. I also want to talk, just as we get started here, about a couple of different modalities of things that help with tissue care. And so there's a category called tissue care in the ECFIT systems. A stick like this is a really, really, really great tool, and I encourage you to get one. This one's just called the stick. Usually you can buy these kinds of things at the expo before a race. Amazon definitely will have something like this. And it's more of a massage tool, and it'll allow you to hit different parts of your body that might get really trashed when you're training. And so I really like the stick to use through the belly of my calf. And I also like the stick to use through the belly of the quad. Those of you that have been with me a while know that I don't like to use the full weight of your body on your quad group. It tends to take a lot of tension into it. It does a lot of work, or they do a lot of work, they being the group of quadriceps. So when I want to get circulation and I want to get repair, I think when you put too much tension into a group that are already under duress and stress, you might get the exact opposite response. So I'm just going to encourage you to use a stick to kind of get that circulation through the quads, and I'm not putting so much tension into that it hurts. I want it to feel good, and I want circulation. If it feels good, chances are pretty good you're not doing more or imposing more stress into that muscle group. Okay, and you can use it in different ways too, through your neck, through your upper back, and you can get kind of creative if you're flexible. All right, so that's the stick, and it's the exact same concept when you're using a percussion gun. I won't turn this on because it's an old Theragun, but it has a lot of. The Theragun is a cool tool. It's expensive, but again, 2 or 3 massages, you're just going to use it through the belly of the muscle. This one is so intense, and they do use it a lot for pre-workout, which would upregulate the nervous system. Okay, cover your ears really quick, because this is the old one. They're not this loud anymore. But if you want to upregulate a nervous system, this is just the right tool. I just bought the new junior one of the Theraguns. It's much quieter. I think I could use it to down-regulate and help relax. So it's either up-regulate and get ready to train, or down-regulate and get ready to rest. Okay, so happy Mobility Monday. We're going to need our stool. We're going to carry on with what we started last week with the quad stretching, because that big quad, that big rectus femoris, crosses the hip along with the psoas muscle. When we get tension and tightness through the front side of the hip, we will get some glute inhibition. So let's start out down on one knee. I'm assuming that some of you have not trained yet, so we're just going to start down on one knee. Tuck your toe in the back if you can, and just hands on hips. And we're just going to keep this chest nice and tall, keep the space, and we're just going to go 5 reps, just driving forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. When you get to end range on that, you can actually feel your glute switch on. Okay? So right here, 1, 2, we're just going to start to add some gentle tension. 4 and 5. All right, next thing we want to do is take a little page out of the foundation training toolbox here. So we want to get into a position of internal hip rotation. So double knees, you might need to have a pad for the first little while. You will get used to this. And then I want your feet just outside of your knees. And it pushes your hips into internal rotation. So that immediately begins to mobilize and open up the lateral part of the hip. Drop your hips to the back. From right there, I want you to take chaka, right here, shakas. Tuck 3 fingers under, thumb on your bottom rib, pinky on your hip bone. And from right there, I want you to get wide with your rib cage. Inhale and get wide. So if your shoulders or elbows are back here, you're not going to be able to get wide. So really float them laterally, hips to the back, just a little bit. From right there, we take a big breath and expand the rib cage 360 degrees. So breathe into your back. Okay, side view. Head position, chin back, chest up. We don't want those heads nice and forwards. So pull your chin back. Fill the rib cage. You might have tuned in on Saturday with Doc Helma's breathing seminar. Work those muscles of respiration. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. As you exhale, keep the space between the ribs and the hips. Okay, so we're learning to keep that space. We don't want to become compressed. Now we're going to go back to that first knee drop. Let's go, everybody go right knee up. Create space. Pull your ribs away from your hips. 2 hands overhead, nice and high. I don't want you in the back seat here. I want you nice and tall, a little bit forward, right there. So don't start reaching backwards, okay? Stay really tall. 2, use your breath. 3, 4, 5. We're going to keep going with this one. Long through the lats. Pull the ribs away from the hips. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Take those arms down nice and easy. So we want to keep creating that tensegrity. Tensegrity is lift. We're going to lift you off of your pelvis, okay? Using your lats, using the muscles of respiration, using your core to elevate. All right? 2 hands up overhead, nice and tall, big breath. Here we go, we got 10 of these. 1, we're not in the back seat, so just stay on top of the pelvis. 1, 2, 3, head's in a good spot. 4, 5, 6, reach up. There should be tension in your fingertips. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And take that back down. Okay, so let's get the step stool. We're going to take that foot and put it up on the step stool or up on the couch. Okay? So now using that same principle, we've got a much more tension into that quad. Nice and tall. And we're going to start at the beginning, which is right arm up. If the right knee is down, the right arm is up. And all we're going to do is breathe. So when the arm comes up, we're going to create tension with the breath. Through the fingertips. Fingers should be long and strong. Try and get that bicep to touch the side of the head. Take the arm down. Take 10 fingertips to the instep. Other foot up nice and high. Onto the couch or onto the step stool. If you've got a lot of tension in that quad right now, which I bet most of you do, don't raise the arm up yet. Just kind of sit into it and start your breath. as your quad starts to settle in, that's when you add the arm. And that's when you add the tension and the reach through the fingertips. Work the space between the ribs and the hips. Everybody wants glute activation. This is how you get glute activation. You start to open up the front side of the body. You start to get more tensegrity through the belly. Okay, let's go ahead and stand up from that. So again, 2 big hip flexors. Rectus femoris gets short, gets tight, and psoas gets short, gets tight. We've also got a few other things in there, so don't think those are the only 2 guys that we're going to deal with. So let's grab the foam roller. Mondays are kind of about making sure that we're set up for a good week of training. So I want 2 feet on the ground, just tip over to the right, a little bit of massage through the right glute. And just working through it. We're not holding on any painful spots. There is some validity to that, but it's not always the way to go. Okay, so finding pain points and crying while you're foam rolling, not always a great decision. Okay, just a nice easy massage through the glute. Same thing other side. Work through that left side. Massage through the glute, just paying attention, looking for those spicy spots. If there are any, just kind of pass through it, just work across. Good. Let's go back to the right. This time, let's go right foot on left knee. We'll open up that hip a little more, create more tension in that glute. And same thing, we're just going to work through it here. 3, 4. Those are feeling pretty good. Remember, when you have balance in a joint and all the muscles working together, you won't have as much pinny tightness and you won't have as much spiciness in those muscles. You might have dull aches. You know, you've got to understand that you're going to work your muscles. They're going to have a response. And then we have to be kind in that timing of the response so that the muscles actually have time and willingness to adapt to the new training loads. Left side, working through that hip. Nice. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and stand up again. Take that foam roller, and the first thing we're going to do is just go outside of shoulder width. So we would call this 1.5 times shoulder width. That's usually my favorite one. That's 2 times shoulder width. So let's bring it in a little bit. 1.5 times shoulder width. Grab your foam roller. I'll just grab my short one just so you know it doesn't matter. You can have a long foam roller, short foam roller. It all works. And we're just going to dive the foam roller down and then take it all the way up overhead. Okay? Dive it down all the way up overhead. 3, up. 4, up. 5. Good. Just adding a little bit of tension into those hamstrings. 6, push your hips back. 7, 10 reps here. 8, 9, good, and 10. All right, back down onto one knee, keep your foam roller. And from right here, we're going to take that foam roller, we're going away from the back hip. And we're just going to do a nice little head wrap. Okay, we're only going to do 5. So we're going to go head wrap, 1, and keep that foam roller nice and close to your head, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now it's going to keep getting that long lat. Right leg in front, head wrap. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. While we're here, let's go back to left leg in front. Take it out to 10:30. Remember, don't take it all the way to 9. Take it to 10:30, halfway. Foam roller at chest height. We're going to get a little bit of mobility, a little bit of motion through the adductors. We're going to just rotate away. We got 10 of these. 2, 3, 4, keep your chest up, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Same thing, other side. So again, midnight, 3 o'clock, 2:30. So not too far out there. We're just going to drive the right knee over the right foot. Hold the foam roller. Ooh, that's a little tighter on that side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep that foam roller nice and high so you feel motion through your shoulder blades. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, going back to the step stool. We can also, if you don't have a step stool, if you have stairs, even if you don't have stairs at your house, I bet you can find some stairs. We want to work some front knee elevated, front foot elevated stretching here. So a little bit of a longer stride. I want both feet straight. So start behind the step. If you're in your home and you have steps and you are over 5'5", 5 foot 5 inches, then I want you to use the third step. If you're under 5'5", I want you to use the second step. You're just going to straighten both feet here. So both feet are nice and straight. And we're just going to take one foot up to the third step. I'm about 6 feet tall, so I would need just a little more height, but I don't have a taller step stool. And all we're going to do here is keep the back heel down. And we're rocking that knee forward and the hips forward, but this back heel is staying on the ground. And we're starting to work through the ankle and work some ankle mobility. Just keep the back heel down. If it's tight, it's going to want to come up. Leave it down. You find your tensegrity. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, some of you are going to feel more tension on the front hip on the back leg than you are on the ankle. That's probably the best case scenario. If you're tight on your heel and your heel it's hard for you to keep your heel on the ground, we're going to want to work more and more ankle mobility. Okay, nice long stride. Back foot straight. Make sure it's not turned out to the side. Nice big chest. We're just going to rock forward. Keep the back heel down. 2. Keep that back heel down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, hopefully you have a wall near you. If you don't, you can do this standing with a Viper or a foam roller. We want to do some leg swings, and I ultimately want you doing this on the wall. This is going to be the leg swing. The knee is going to be high, but you have to hold on to something. The goal isn't to be able to do this without Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to want to rotate, hands on the wall, and we're just working across. And what I'm mobilizing here is my ankle that is on the ground. Okay, so let's go the other side. Knee is nice and high. Hands are nice and high. And 10. And we're working through that whole standing leg, through the standing leg. Okay, let's go back to the step stool one more time. So those are going to be our wall leg swings. Knee up, okay? Back to the couch or the step stool. And this time, I'll do this one facing onto you. This time we're going to work a little bit of rotation. Okay, so from right here, this quad feels a little bit better. We're just gonna rotate. Go knee drive with the opposite knee, rotate across, back arm up. We don't want to side bend here. We just want to pull this knee in, reach that hand up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then 2 hands to the instep, change sides, come up tall, kind of assess what's happening on that down quad. Stay nice and tall. Reach across with the left, arm up with the right. Rotate away from the down leg. Just a little bit, and then you can start to see and feel any kind of tightness you have through the chest. Let's do each side there one more time. So we're going to put the foot up. We're at midnight here. Left knee up, right arm across. Keep your eyes straight. And we've just got a nice little rotation through the chest. Nice and high. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Foot up nice and tall. Take it across. Arm up. Just nice and tall. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, that's Mobility Monday for today. Last one in March. Heading into April, it's race week. Oceanside 70.3 is this weekend. Lava Man Olympic distance in the Big Island is this weekend. I hope that if you're racing, this helps you. You should probably do this again on Wednesday or Thursday, leading into a Saturday race. You want the front side of your body open so that the strength that you have built in the back side of your body is accessible and useful on race day. Have a good week, everybody. Thanks for coming to Mobility Monday. Aloha.